If this capsule history of our progress teaches us anything, it is that man in his quest for knowledge and progress is determined and cannot be deterred. The exploration of space will go ahead, whether we join in it or not. And it is one of the great adventures of all time. And no nation which expects to be the leader of other nations can expect to stay behind in this race for space.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Reentry in Orbital Simulator, right here on Lord Master channel. I'm Lord Master, as you know the name up there suggests, as you know me for who knows how long, who's been subscribed to my YouTube channel for a very long time and such. Now, I've been playing this game for quite a while now, probably less than a month, which I got it off of a Steam winter sale. Which was in part of my long fascination, which is something I never discussed here about my interest in space exploration, and especially the history of the early space program, as this suggests that that this takes place in the 1960s and such, but it's only for early access. I mean, if I remember correctly, this game came out in 2015 and it has been early access since it's from Steam and everything. Now look at the profile here. Obviously, name's Lord Master, and the capsule name is Blackjack, which I came up with that because the original default name would be Capsule, so I had to figure out a call sign. So after some time later, and I thought, oh, why don't you just call yourself after your favorite gambling game and such? And I have 2 Academy Awards here. One is for the Mercury pilot, and the other is the Gemini pilot, or is what NASA calls it, Gemini, as the official pronunciation as such. But anyways, there's a lot for me to discuss other than, yes, there is such things tutorial, but I'm not here to do all those for you. I mean, this is for, if any of you people that are watching this video and might be interested in getting into the game yourself, I mean, it's available on Steam if you like, and if you want to learn the basics, you got to go through all these things to learn all these lessons. I mean, I've learned all the lessons of Mercury and Gemini. Haven't learned Apollo nor the lunar module yet. That's long term for me. But for this video today, we're actually going to do one little mission, just to to let you people watching this video see what the game is like. As there's 3 kinds of mission types. One's from Project Mercury, which was the first U.S. space program with the goal of safely launching an astronaut into orbit and safely returning to Earth. And there's Project Gemini, which was the second space program in the U.S. and often referred as the bridge to the moon. I notice it says after, not often, so maybe if somebody will watch it and report it on the bugs over on the Discord server, they'll have to fix that little typo. So, yeah, that's another thing, another reason why I should do these videos. It's just in case if you see some bugs, and I'll probably report it to its Discord server, which I am a member of. But anyways, and then there's Project Apollo, which is the program that eventually landed men on the moon. So for starters, to go for Project Mercury. There is free play, there is scenarios, custom mission, and create a new mission to store it in a custom mission, but I don't do custom missions, so let's just do the scenario. And just for starters, for this video only, like I think I should just do 1 mission per video and make it a place. So yeah, it'll be a series of videos from this game coming from me. which originally I was kind of a little opposed to doing that since I'm somewhat of a novice, but based on, having those Academy Awards, and I know about the Mercury and Gemini spacecrafts, that I should be very familiar with it. So, I mean, yes, I've completed this before, but I want to show you viewers something of what that game is like for those who are not familiar with it. Unless you are one of those viewers that watches videos from this game for a living. And this is my first time showing you here. So anyways, the rocket is ready on the launch pad attached to the Redstone launch vehicle. After a couple of successful unmanned launches, it's time to perform the manned launch. We will enter a ballistic suborbital trajectory and splash down the Atlantic, which requires us to complete tutorials 1 to 3 in the Academy, which I've done that back in late December. As of, this recording, which I recorded this video on January 22nd, 2024. Which, by the way, this was a few days after Buzz Aldrin, the second man who put his boots on the moon, first being Neil Armstrong, the second man on the moon, Buzz Aldrin, recently turned 94 years old. Just a little fun fact here. But we're going way back with the Mercury program here. Okay. Lord Master, congratulations on being selected as one of our astronauts. Hope you had some time to go through tutorials 1 and 3 in the Academy. You're currently sitting inside the Blackjack Mercury capsule. It's just the name of my capsule. It's a call sign. On top of a 25-meter high launch vehicle with a trajectory thrust of 350 knots. It will take you into suborbital trajectory. The backup crew is ready to cockpit for launch. Feel free to optionally go over the settings using the checklists. When ready, follow the final checklist on the mission pad to finalize the cockpit for launch. That's CC. That says it. So yes, this is what the Mercury spacecraft looks like on the inside. 9 minutes to launch. You can use 1 to 9 on the keyboard to scale time. Usually you will start 5 minutes to launch, but since this is the first time, we added extra 5 minutes. Unless I just hit C. Unless I want to hold countdown for whatever reason. Like say, hold on. I'm trying to show you viewers to know what this is like on the inside, but 10 minutes is good enough time. So there's these different view selectors, which you hit V for that. So this is what it looks like outside on the Redstone rocket. We'll go back inside. This is the commander's seat, which you can go zoom in and out, and you have to hold the mouse wheel to, turn your head to what you're looking at. Of course, there's the left panels here to have a closer look. Again, when it hits 5 minutes, I'll go through the final checklist. Just want to show you people. Especially zoom in on this. Yes, I know it's pretty daunting for the uninitiated if this is your first time watching this video coming from my YouTube channel, which you're used to seeing me playing strategy games, or lesser extent third-person shooters. But this is a physics-based space flight simulator. And there's the upper panels. And you can hear the little crackling on the radio. That's just background noise. Don't worry about that. Once again, if you want to learn more about this yourself, that's what the Academy is for. I'm not going to be teaching you all the things how everything works. And obviously there's the window view, which whenever I want, I could just close that and don't need to see what's out there. and just focus on myself, unless I'm going to be like, well, again, it's a suborbital flight. It's only a 15-minute flight, so approximately. Where if I feel like I want to go to sleep, shut the window and where's the lights in? No, that's photo light. Where's the thing to turn off the damn lights with? Just want to look at it real quick before I start messing with. Is it this one? Oh no, that makes it red lights. Again, I forget which. Cabin lights. Here it is. I was looking at photo lights. Turn that and there, lights off. So imagine that if you decide to, for some reason, go to sleep while you're in orbit for God knows how long, and such. But anyways, turn that back on and open the window. Come on, open it further. And yes, you have a flashlight. F for flashlight. Again, it's only going to be a 15-minute flight. I'm not expecting anything or something to go wrong on the inside. Like I said, the lights went off, and then you got to use a flashlight to look at whatever you're looking at. Anyways, 5 minutes. T-minus 5 minutes, 10 seconds. So, need to do these. And this is the briefing. 5 minutes launch. Go through the mission and briefing pages and fly forward. Well, I was just doing that. So after 4 minutes and 45 seconds, that's how long we'll be up there in space. Yeah, right. And you go through this checklist, even though you're a little bit past than what you're supposed to. So this is final checks. So launch control ready. Perform radio test on UHF. Radio check. Lord Master, we read you 5x5 on UHF. Okay. Verify times 0 button. Cover removed. So you remove that cover. This is for just in case if for whatever reason that time from launch thing, like it doesn't work, then press that button and then it'll work. May never know. DC selector switch to battery 1. See that DC volt set change a little? You gotta keep it at that. Don't go below towards the red line, or something would go off in the inside, and you don't want that to happen. You know, like a spark and you start a fire on the inside. Square bottom. Auto retrojet arm. At T-minus 30 seconds, go for the ascent checklist, which I'll do that ahead of time. This is ascent, and then run it. So, okay, 3 minutes till launch. I mean, I can adjust the time scale to make it go a bit faster, but I'll get a few things to say about it. Which, again, it's just I wanted to do this video, this little scenario, just to give you viewers, for those who have been watching my YouTube channel for a very long time, and you've never seen a game like this before. Well then, who knows, maybe I will convince you to know this might interest you or not. And of course, you know, since you saw all these things on the inside, oh, you just wait till you see me fly the Gemini and Apollo spacecraft, which has a lot more instruments and switches and buttons in here than Mercury does. But hey, I had prior training, so I know how this works. And so almost 2 minutes, so I gotta say something real quick before we launch. Yeah, what got me interested in that game in the first place is it was earlier in 2023 is when I was not only at times during the late nights whenever I'm bored and read articles and stuff that I would be, you know, reading this particular topic, and then have seen a few movies that are set in the space race era, such as The Right Stuff, 1983, Apollo 13, 1995, and First Man, 2018. And of course the HBO miniseries From the Earth to the Moon. So all those depictions in popular culture further added my interest in that. And it wasn't until last month on December is when I got me to thinking, is there a game out there that is a spaceflight simulator that has, you know, Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo and such? And there is, and this is one of them. Reentry and Orbital Simulator. So it got what I was looking for, and I'm liking it so far. Okay, 1 minute to launch. Insert launch control switch set. It is still ready, and it is. If it wasn't, then who knows? And in case if you saw at the main menu that I've spent about 14 hours in space, that's how long I've had time elapsed. So I've done a couple missions. Most of them were Academy for both Mercury and Gemini. Get T minus 30 seconds. Go through the ascent checklist. 30 seconds. So verify liftoff. Now you got to pay attention to all those. So again, suborbital. Not going to fly around the world. It's just going to be one little jump and then back in. And be in space for minutes.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, liftoff and the clock has started.
Chemical disconnect.
Yes, sir. Reading you loud and clear.
Liftoff.
I tell you.
Engines address is looking good. Yeah, altitude is increasing as it should be. Clock did start. I should have looked at that as well. Pitch maneuver starting. Let's do pitch maneuver here. As you learn the Academy, monitor the altitude, G-forces, voltage, fuel systems, and oxygen levels every 30 seconds during the ascent. Ah, yes. Good. There's the external view. So you can see it going up. 1 minute and counting, getting closer to stage separation.
Cabin pressure is holding at 5.5. Cabin holding at 5.5. I understand. Cabin holding at 5.5.
1 minute and 30 seconds. After separation, the ACS will automatically dampen the rates and point you to a retrograde direction. Once you're in retrograde altitude, you will perform the fly-by-wire pitch control system test before the retrograde sequence starts. Oh yeah, start the Redstone ascent checklist quickly. You're in space now. Just wait for separation. Okay. It stopped, but wait for it. Yellow.
Cut off. Tower jettison green. All right, now.
It's green. By the way, that audio, that's real audio from the very first mission.
Gas step is green.
Please complete the fly-by-wire pitch control system test. Mission activity will automatically start when pressing Roger. Pressing deny will skip the activity. No, not Retroman. Put that back. This one. You don't want to screw up. You don't want to scrooge the pooch if you've done something like that. Okay. Set the ACS mode to fly-by-wire. There we go. So fly-by-wire, that just makes, you know, the turn as such. As you can see, that quite a view out there. And alternatively, you can look at the periscope, which you can make out the shape of Florida there. Return to ACS auto. Switch back to normal. That's what it looks like. Okay, switch back to normal as everything looks good. Activity completed. Forever retrograde sequence, which you could see it, you know, going down now. And it's doing that automatically. It's on autopilot, so to speak. Should be able to maintain correct orientation. You can see the time retro on the clock, as I saw. Retro sequence started. An alarm will soon trigger to warn you about the retrograde. You can mute it, or just wait for it to stop. Pre-retro checklist. Pre-retro. There. Wait a second. So you gotta make some adjustments. Suit temperature 7, cabin temperature 7, no, temperature 7. Yeah, it is retrograde now. When it's retro, maintain retro altitude, auto or manual. That's retro warning. Quiet. Start retro checklist. Yes. Retrograde lights illuminated. Retros are firing. That's what that is. Is green. Again, it's all automated, so it's working as it should be. Retro one satellite. It was audible, yes. No reason to delay the inevitable now. Just in retro. Go to Reentry altitude and set radio to HF. Set altitude to Reentry. The ACES will maintain the Reentry attitude. Feel free to do this manually using the control rate mode. Maintain yaw 0, pitch 34, constant roll for stability. Reentry. Although I guess I kind of did that already. Yeah, I did that already. I just fired a retro without having the thing, but that was done manually. So. And this is orbital view. It's going as it should be, so it should start going down soon. Okay, 05J tower light is green. Rate indicator shows 10-second roll rate. Yeah. Start landing checklist after re-entry. Way ahead of you. Just put that on. So, I'm going to start going into re-entry very soon. As it's doing over. J's building up. Okay, it stopped. So before 30,000 feet, emergency drogue is true. At 21,000 feet, check drogue chute deployment. As you can see, going down fast. So the drogue is a little parachute that's gonna, slow the ascent down a little. Just open that just in case if for some reason emergency or no, the automatic fails, and then have to press it manually. Drogue is out. So, and the drogue is out. It's just sometimes the snorkel thing comes through us a little. There's that too, Randall. Out. 10,000 feet. Way ahead of you, boss. The main chute is out. Looking good. And that was the landing bag. Again, everything works automated, as it should be. Welcome back, he says. And then after impact, turn both these things off. As you can see, we're just coming down. As it should. And that's the way it is, as Cronkite would say. But only after impact I'll do those last two steps. So again, these little buttons for just in case if the automatic system fails, unless you turned it off no, that's emergency. Unless somewhere you decide to, turn it off yourself and just say, oh, let me do this manually. And then you have to pull this switch, and right click is press, left click is to pull, or to switch the other way. Left click, right click. No. This is right click, left click. No, you're left and right, Lord Master. Slowly but surely, but you can look at the altitude here. So basically, just in case of some extraordinary situation in a Mercury Mission, especially if you do free play, ladies and gentlemen, where in case auto don't work, then you gotta press it on manual, and with manual don't work, then you gotta hit the emergency switch here. That's the little shaded thing. That's emergency. And even if that don't work, then you're screwed. You don't want to have that in your conscience. I only had one screw up this entire time, but that's a whole nother story. Here it comes. About to make a splashdown. There we go. So there you go, everything's complete, as it should be. It was only 12 minutes, 12 minutes 31 seconds. So let me go back to it in a second. Get back to splash down. It's complete, press S there. So let me do these last two things. Turn that off. That's beautiful. Those folks carry over there that come pick me up, even though it's just pretty much textbook from here. So So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we do it. Just hit end mission. And so there you have it. That's for this first video, quite possibly the first of many that I would be doing these type of videos, in addition to all the other ones that I tended to do here on the Lord Master channel. But this is one that I would be doing every once in a while, or if I really am in a mood to do another mission, which to be honest, I've done this one before, but this one, however, is the next one I should do. And this is the one that I mentioned. I kind of screwed something up when I did it the first time. So I'll be sure to do a video on this one as well for the next one. And I can tell you a little story of how did I, scrooched pooch, whatever. So we hope you people have enjoyed this video, and maybe perhaps it'll get you interested in playing this game. There's a lot more where that came from, for not only Mercury, but also Gemini and Apollo. Because remember, Mercury is the single astronaut inside, while Gemini has 2 and Apollo has 3 astronauts, as it was back then. But even though in this game it's just basically you and you alone that's doing all the work. So we'll see you in the next video. But until then, so long for now.